Good morning, guys. It's Brooke here from The Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm trying out a new microphone system. There's cars rushing by and I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. But today's video, I haven't done a video in a while. I feel kind of bad. It's just in New Jersey, we've been having some really hot temperatures. It's been really muggy, and so I just haven't been able to do anything. We did have a break in the temperatures, and as a matter of fact, tomorrow, the temperatures are actually going to go down to the 80s again, and we'll be having evenings that are actually going to get down into the 60s. So that's going to be perfect for getting some work done. So today I want to tell you about what new and crazy things are happening around here at Wildfowl Manor. I'm standing in the parterre garden. I'll insert a video of panning around of the garden. And I started this back in 2021. And the first time my mom saw it, she looked at me. I was like, Brooke, if this is what your garden looks like in the first year, I can't even imagine what it's going to look like when you hit year 3. For those of you guys who are new to gardening, especially when you do perennials, it's like first year sleeps, second year creeps, third year leaps. Your garden tends to just like explode in the third year, and mine has been no exception, except for the fact that I kind of had my garden explode starting in year 2. And I think most of that is because I grew most of the perennials from seed, and I know when you get perennials from the store, a lot of times they have like some sort of like growth inhibitor in the sprayed onto them so they don't get too big in the cans. It's not like that when you're growing things from seed, and I can tell an immediate difference. But anyway, she was like, I can't even imagine what this is going to be like for third year. And so this is my 3rd season, and she came back earlier this year, and she looked around and she was like, Brooke, you need to start dividing some of this, and where are you going to put it? And I was like, oh, I'm going to put it in, the next, the new section over here. And she looked at me and was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, Mommy, did I not tell you that the plan was always to expand the garden this way? And apparently I had not told her that. So, she just kind of looked at me like I was crazy, like every mother does, because I think all mothers think their daughters are crazy. Well, at least mine thinks I'm crazy. Mommy, don't deny it. You think I'm crazy. It's okay, because, I'm your baby. I know you love me anyway. But anyway, I'm going to expand. So anyway, I know some of you guys who've been watching me on Instagram saw that I bought a set of electric pruners from Craftsman, and I was trying that out. I have another apparatus from Craftsman that I've been using. I'm going to do probably later on in the day when it gets a little bit cooler, I'll show you guys that. Well, let me show you where I'm going to expand, because some of the things that I have, I definitely am going to have to divide come fall. So let me flip the camera around. Okay, guys, so we're going to go, just to orient everybody, this is the parterre garden. And this is where I'm going to be expanding. So it's not looking too good right now because I have made a huge mess. But that's like all gardening projects. Everything looks worse until it starts looking better. So let me zoom out so you guys can get a whole feel for it. So these are 2 trees that are in my front yard. The one on the right is a sycamore. The other one, I forgot what kind it is. All I know is that it was kind of dead at the top, and I was kind of wondering, I was going to have to take it down. But PSG actually topped it so that it would be below the electric lines coming into my house. So instead of taking it down all the way, I'm going to leave it there. I've been going on some garden tours recently, and I'm actually going to use that as a trellis for roses. But let's go back in the shade because, y'all, it's hot out here. So this is going to be the new section. Now, all of this branches and brush and that sort of thing that you see right here, that was right there with that sycamore. The sycamore was growing limbs very low down. From what I have read, I think if the base of your tree is exposed to sun a lot, that's what typically happens. So I cut all of this down, and now I need to chop it up into smaller pieces. I see one more branch right there that I think I'm going to take down, and then I'll just be like cleaning everything back, because I don't want it to have too much light over here, but I want it to have a little bit more light. As you can see, it's kind of weird with the sun. Okay, so like for example, this part right here, I think this area is probably going to be at the lower end of full sun, but it's kind of weird because it's like there's some sun, then like, we're getting close to noon right now. And so, obviously there's a lot of shade because of the tree. And then by the time the sun sets in the west over here, more sun is over here. So at the end of the day, I think just depending upon the time of day, I think if you add all the hours of sun together, it probably does add to 8, but they do get some shade during the day. So I think that, number one, it's going to give me a lot of versatility in terms of plants, because I think some of the plants that are part shade could actually work over here. But also, especially, in these really hot summer days, and especially when we have times where we're not getting enough water, this will help, I think, keep the plants from dying, because they are getting a break in the sun. This right here is bittersweet. I think what I'm going to do this fall, I think I'm going to get some, I think I'm going to get tarps. I'm going to start off by doing tarps, and then maybe next summer I'll start solarizing this. I've got everything roped off over here because let me go over here because I know you guys are wondering what on earth. So I've got this area roped off because this is actually going to be the lawn section in here. So I've got my spray paint. I'm going to actually make this a little wider, but I'll show you guys the plant inside. But anyway, with the electric loppers from Craftsman and then the pruners, I was actually able to, make a dent in this. Once I get the logs and stuff out, I actually can just use my lawnmower to cut down more of this brush. And I think what I'm going to do is, then I'm just going to get some heavy cardboard from Lowe's, put this on top, put it down, and then I'll just put, the chip drop stuff on top of it, and that'll actually just kill everything underneath it, so it'll be ready for planting. So I'm going to have a rose garden. This is going to be a rose garden and peony garden in this section. Sorry guys, I keep kicking my stand that I got here. But yeah, this is going to be a rose and peony garden. So I've already ordered some roses. I'll show you guys that in a bit. But yeah, so actually, you know what? It is kind of cool out here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a bottle of water. I'll set up the time lapse and I'll start cutting back as much as I can before I get too hot, and then I'll go inside and I'll come back. So give me a second. Okay guys, so the two tools I've been using are the Craftsman Pruner, and I know I did a short video, I think I posted on Facebook, saying that you had to do one, there's two little triggers. You can't do one or the other to use it. Both of them have to be depressed. Now, for whatever reason, I thought that you had to push one down first and then the other, but I could push the top one first and then the bottom one. And it didn't appear to me that you could do it simultaneously, but maybe, I know, I think I found what I was doing wrong. I think what I was doing wrong is when the bottom one, this little flap has to be pushed down. And I think that's the mistake that I was making. And I think I was trying to do, it was kind of weird. So when you push this bottom one down, you have to depress this flap. So I'm sure that's probably was causing my difficulties, because I just thought you had to push the entire thing down. But anyway, you have to depress both at the same time in order to get this to work, rather than one or the other. So I would imagine for small children, that's going to be a little bit tricky for them, so they can't, inadvertently cut their fingers off. Next thing I use these are electric loppers. This is basically a mini chainsaw. It cuts up to 4-inch branches, And in order to use this, the safety feature on this one is that you have to be pushing both of these gray things down here at the same time. You cannot just have one working. If, for example, you lift one hand, it's going to stop working. Once again, nice safety feature so that you can't cut off your hand. So this is what I used to take the branches down. These branches aren't that big, and so it made really short work of it. So now that I've taken the branches down, to get them in smaller pieces, I'm going to have to use a combination of the chainsaw as well as the pruner. This pruner can only handle branches up to 1.25 inches, whereas, like I said, the loppers can handle 4 inches. But it makes it so much easier. Earlier, today or maybe it was yesterday, I walked out here with the hand pruners and I just tried to take just a tiny little branch, and I was sitting there going like, oh my gosh, this is too much work. I'm so spoiled now. So guys, getting the right proper tools is absolutely everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on time lapse. I'm going to start cutting back as much stuff as I can. I guess what I need to also go do is go get my cart, because basically I've just been putting it in the cart and driving around and dumping it in the brush. But yeah, so once I do that, I'll take stock I'll rake this area out. So I'll take some of the leaves and that sort of thing. The leaves I may just actually put in the bin, because the one thing about a sycamore tree is that I've noticed, especially when we get a lot of rain, it gets powdery mildew very bad, and I don't necessarily want to compost that. So once I pull out all that junk and see what I'm dealing with, I'll go from there. I mean, what I know I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Lowe's and I'm going to get like the heavy duty cardboard, like for packing. And I'm just going to layer this area and then get some of the wood chips and put it on top of that to hold it down. And I think that'll do a really effective job of smothering everything out, because I'm not going to plant this area this year necessarily. I have some plastic I'm going to be solarizing the lawn, and then come fall, certain things I will put in, I may put in the ground, because I will put those in the ground and then I'll put the contractor paper down and then heavily mulch it. But I'm not looking to plant this area up here, like around the tree, that quickly, because I'm still finalizing my plan. And certain things I am starting to buy plants for this area, but certain things I want to wait and see how I feel about it. So let me get this on time lapse and let me go get my cart. Okay guys, whew. So actually I got a lot of that done. So once it cools down, I'll take that chunk back to the back. But it looks a lot more when it was spread out. But now that I've cut it down to size, it's actually not too bad. So I think I'm going to wait on getting the cardboard box, because I do have plastics to start putting down to start solarizing the lawn. But for right now, I need to get some water, because I am very thirsty, and I have to look at the temperature. I'm not really sure what the temperature is, but I mean, it definitely feels better because I'm, in the shade. I'm not working out in the hot sun, but I think I'm getting a tan though, just judging from how my face looks. So I'm gonna add some water. I'll take a little bit of break and I'll come back later. So it's coming along. I think this is going to look really nice when basically I'm sitting at my front porch and I have just basically in the front, the corner, side, all of this is just gorgeous flowering plants. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in a bit.